She was once called the gentlest face of classic Hollywood, but behind those calm eyes lived a woman strong enough to make an entire industry tremble. Olivia de Havilland's story is not simply about beauty, fame, or even talent. It is the story of a woman who quietly fought for her dignity in a world that tried to own her. On screen, she was remembered as soft-spoken, kind, and self-sacrificing, especially as Melanie in Gone with the Wind. Off-screen, she was something very different. Determined, principled, and unafraid to stand alone when power closed in around her. Her fight did not begin in a courtroom. It began in childhood. Born in 1916 in Tokyo to British parents, Olivia's earliest years were shaped by instability. Her parents' marriage collapsed, and she and her younger sister Joan were taken to California by a strict, demanding mother. Love in that household was rationed. Discipline ruled. Comparison between the sisters was constant. Olivia learned early how to endure silence, how to observe power, and how to survive emotional coldness without breaking. Acting became her escape. On stage at school, she found something that felt like freedom. When her family tried to block that path, she chose to leave home rather than give it up, a defining moment that revealed the core of her character. Independence, even when it meant loneliness, was always worth the price. Her big break came unexpectedly when she stepped into A Midsummer Night's Dream after another actress dropped out. That single performance led to a Warner Brothers contract and, soon after, to stardom. In Captain Blood, and later The Adventures of Robin Hood, her chemistry with Errol Flynn made her a global sensation. But that success also trapped her. Warner Brothers saw her as the perfect, elegant heroine and kept her in that narrow box, even when her talent was capable of far more. When Gone with the Wind offered her the role of Melanie, Olivia had to fight just to take it. The studio didn't want to risk changing her image, but she pushed through, and the performance proved she was more than a pretty face. Although she lost the Oscar that year, something inside her shifted. She now knew her worth. Back at Warner Brothers, that confidence became dangerous. When she refused shallow roles, she was punished with suspensions that extended her contract endlessly. Trapped, isolated, and sidelined, Olivia made a decision no actress had dared before. She sued the studio. The risk was enormous. She was labeled difficult. Work disappeared. Friends went quiet. But in 1944, the court ruled in her favor, establishing what became known as the de Havilland Law, limiting the power of studios over actors. With one legal victory, she changed Hollywood forever. Her career afterward proved the fight had been worth it. She won 2 Academy Awards for deeply complex roles that showed grief, strength, and inner conflict. Yet while her professional life soared, her personal life suffered. A troubled marriage left emotional scars, and her greatest tragedy came with the illness and death of her son, Benjamin, whom she cared for until his final breath in Paris. Her relationship with her sister Joan Fontaine never healed. Their rivalry, born in childhood and fueled by fame, followed them their entire lives. Even so, Olivia never turned bitter. She simply chose distance. Olivia de Havilland lived to 104. She watched Hollywood change, lawsuits fade into history, and her own legacy become legend. But what she left behind was more than films and awards. She left behind a quiet revolution, proof that dignity matters, even when it costs you comfort, companionship, and applause. She was gentle on screen but unbreakable in life. And that is why Olivia de Havilland will never truly fade.